Dribble dreams where the legends go. Every shot's
Hello, everybody. Coming to you live from my master bedroom on Thursday evening. My wife is out with friends, and I thought I'll get the kids down. What a great time for me to just be alone with my thoughts and talk to all my friends that listen to this podcast and the ASU faithful. Thank you guys for choosing this episode of the Jordan Simone Show. I'm Jordan Simone. Let's just dive right on in. Jeff Sims made me look like a bitch. I mean, this guy, on the last episode of this podcast, I'm just saying, Jeff Sims isn't the guy. We're not going to win this game. It's going to be a blowout. And oh my God, the guy decided to be the AP Player of the Week. I mean, the odds on him being the AP Player of the Week, $100 would have won you $100 million. I mean, the odds are astronomical on him doing what he did. But my hat is off to the kid and to the entire ASU team for going to Iowa State and beating them. This is a team that got their ass handed to them in the Big 12 championship last year. And sure enough, they roll in there. Rocco Beck decides he's going to throw like 12 picks. I told you guys on the show last week, he's going to throw a pick. You just got to catch him. And sure enough, they did. One to close out the game. But what a performance by the defense. Jeff Sims, obviously deserving of the accolades, deserving of his jersey being partially retired, I guess, just put in the ASU Hall of Fame for his 228 rushing yards, most ever as a quarterback in ASU history. Such a cool deal for him. I know his family had to have just been so happy. I mean, what a performance. Just completely blew me away. And he just seems like such a good kid. And everyone that listened to my last episode's probably like, what a loser this guy is. Why do I listen to this show? Well, you know what? I can't be right all the time. So do you all that keep coming back, thank you. I'm not going to be perfect. I've never claimed to be perfect. But, I mean, I was just blown away by ASU going to Iowa State and winning. It was truly, I think, one of Kenny's best wins. Just with everything they had going against them, with Levitt out, season-ending surgery on his foot. I think it's a stress fracture deal. The only silver lining there is that we probably get him back. I don't think that he's going to transfer. We'll talk about these coaching rumors of Kenny potentially trying to go somewhere, or people trying to go after Kenny, and what he said recently. So we'll get into that, but. The frickin' defense came to play. Jeff Sims runs for 228 yards. He looks like Jerome Bettis in his prime, just running through the A-gap, 90-yard rushing touchdown, just unbelievable. So it's just huge for the momentum of this team, now bowl eligible. And to be honest, if you were a buddy of mine, and I talked to you about this last week, before that game, I was going, I mean, I don't know who this team is. With Jeff Sims at quarterback, they have not shown that they can win games. And sure enough, they go and prove me wrong. And now you look at the rest of this season and you go like, well, maybe they sneak off and win a few more games here. They got West Virginia coming up, 11 a.m. kick. And then who do they have? Hold, please. Football schedule. I should know this. I'm sorry. West Virginia at home after this bye week, a much-needed bye week for ASU, by the way, just to get a couple people banged up. I know Kenny said, everybody just take some time here, okay? This has been a stressful year. I get it. But what is our record? Welcome to my master bedroom. Little pillow talk here on a Thursday evening. ASU's record is 4-2. In conference, 6-3 overall. Okay. Glad to know that. I'm your insider, Jordan Simone, giving you all the knowledge that you need to have office talk with your friends. So they're 6-3 overall with West Virginia, Colorado, and Arizona. I mean, you've went out. You're talking about a 9-win season, which would be unbelievable considering the ups and downs that this team has had, the injuries that they've had, and we'll always wonder what if they were able to stay healthy, of course, but clearly this is not the same team as they were last year. no Scattaboo. The struggles in the red zone, the struggles in the special teams. But here you are with a chance for a 9-win season, potentially 10-win season in a bowl game. You got to take care of business with West Virginia, and we'll dive into West Virginia and that breakdown next week, of course. But exciting. I mean, Jeff Sims shows that they can win. Switch up the offensive game plan. We're running quarterback power. Now, it's pretty easy to stop quarterback power if you're, a defense that just saw what he did and you go like, okay, we just stop him running and make him throw. So I would imagine they're just going to stack the box and say, hey, beat us. But Rich Rod coming back to Tempe, that psychopath we love to see losing in U of A colors will now be in West Virginia colors. And I mean psychopath in the nicest way possible, of course, because our coach, when I played, was also called that by opposing teams. So I didn't say that. Other teams said that. Let's talk about these Kenny Dillingham coaching rumors. It's not surprising that it's coming up, right? I mean, he's one of the younger, probably one of the hotter coaches in the coaching carousel, name drop wise. He's exciting what he was able to do at ASU in a short time. Obviously, his name's going to come up. And you're talking about, big time money to go to Auburn, LSU, whatever it is. I just don't think that there's any interest there from Kenny. I think he's in his hometown where he grew up. He has a chance to turn ASU into the team that we all know that they can be and become the Kyle Whittingham, essentially, of Arizona State. Now, obviously, you're talking about two different guys, and you're talking about life-changing money to go to one of those schools. But what's the best case scenario for him? He gets $100 million and they go win, 11, 12 games, he gets a national championship. That's awesome. But I don't think I don't know that that's 100% possible for him to leave ASU and turn a program around like LSU, not necessarily turn them around, but you're getting fired if you win 8 games a year there. You win 8 games a year at ASU on average. I mean, people are going to love you here. And they're going to continue to support you. And if you keep, finding a way into the Big 12 championship and competitive and into the college football playoff, I mean, obviously people are going to love him. But a lot of these guys, I mean, you heard Lane Kiffin say, like, I'm not in this for the money. I mean, I got money, right? All these guys are making stupid money. I think Kenny's making $4 million. He's got some bonuses, $3-4 million a year. I mean, they are crushing. I mean, he lives next to his parents. He lives in his hometown. He's the head coach of the university he graduated from. He's got his dream job. Why on earth would you want to risk that to go to LSU, where if you don't win, 10 games in a couple years, they're talking about firing you? I mean, they would get rid of him so fast if he didn't win games. Yes, would you have more NIL money to support you? Yes. Would you be getting paid more? Yes. But it's a huge risk for a guy that's in his dream job. So I don't see it happening. I mean, the money is great, of course, but I mean, he's already making life-changing money at $4 million a year. I mean, is it the top in college football? No. He's one of the highest paid coaches in the Big 12. I'm sure that his agent is working right now to restructure the deal he signed a year ago, just saying like, hey, give my man a couple more here. Because that's a smart thing that they all do, all these agents. Every time a coach's name comes up, you look at Kurt Cignetti, re-signed for a max deal. Now, obviously, we can't do a max deal here at ASU because Crow won't allow that, which is so brutal. That needs to be fixed. We need to sign Kenny to a long-term deal and keep him happy here and give him the support that he needs to be successful. Because the one thing that will get Kenny out here quicker than anything is if he doesn't have the support of the administration. And I'm not saying that he doesn't. I know that Graham Rossini loves him and want to do everything they can to keep him here. But it also starts with the president of the university. So I just don't see it happening. I see Kenny being a lifer at ASU. And I hope I'm not coming on here in, a couple weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and saying what the hell happened, because that would be real dark for the program if he left. And obviously he would take Levitt with him wherever he went. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think ASU and Levitt or I think Kenny and Levitt are here to stay. I think they've got unfinished business getting back to the college football playoff. They got to hit the portal freaking hard in the offseason for receivers. Levitt's obviously got to get healthy, get him another 2-3 million to stick around rather than go to the draft. Because I just don't think he did enough this year to be, a top draft pick. He's probably, he's top 10 quarterback maybe, but I think if he sticks around another year, he'll be a top 2-3 quarterback, potentially have a Bo Nix type season next year and go be a first rounder. All right, let's talk about the picks from last week. I picked Vandy over Texas, and Texas won 34-31. There was a 2.5 point spread, so I barely lost that game, but it's a tough loss for Diego Pavia and the Commodores. We all know that is their mascot. That everybody knows that. That's easy. Sark needed to win at Texas more than he needed oxygen. I mean, this is a good win for them, beating Vandy at home, and they came out hot, rolling. Vandy did not look good to start that game. Next game I picked Oklahoma and Tennessee. I picked Tennessee to cover the 3.5. They lost by 6. What a loser I am. But a huge win for Boomer Sooner. And I just been surprised with Tennessee. I mean, I watched that game against Georgia and I went, this is a good football team. I mean, obviously they lost that game in a tough way, but I thought that they would, be a little bit more explosive here in the SEC and win some games. They could still win a game or two down the road and upset a few people, but lost that game. So I'm 0-2. The last game I had, oh my gosh, did I go 0-3? Did I just realize I went 0-3? I had Cincy and Utah, and I was so wrong about this game. Vegas knew. Utah won 45-14, and Kyle Whittingham is still that dude. He's still a boss. He still looks like my Uncle Ron. He's got long flowing hair. Looks like I kind of want to just give the guy a hug. I want to talk ball with him. I want to sit by the fire. I want to have a whiskey with him. Just seems like a great guy. That doesn't have to do anything with football. But Utah is back. I mean, they lost to BYU, but it looks like, man, it's the Big 12 is still kind of wide open. You got Utah, Texas Tech, BYU. I mean, all three of those teams could win the Big 12. So that brings my record to 9-11. Never forget. I had to say it. I know. It's brutal. Moving on. Picks of the weekend. We got College Game Day, 9 a.m. kick. The Big 12 championship potentially here. BYU at Texas. Texas Tech is favored by 10.5. What is going on? Is Bear Backmeyer just not going to be ready for this unbelievable Texas Tech D-line? I mean, are they saying like they're just not going to be able to run the football? I don't understand. I think Vegas just thinks Texas Tech defense is going to give it to this freshman, Bear Bachmeier, who's an absolute baller. Wears number 47 for BYU. Are you kidding me? Maybe like similar to ASU last year when they lost a game, kind of early mid-season and then started firing and it humbled them. So maybe when Texas Tech got beat by ASU, they all leaned back in and are starting to roll now. I still like BYU to cover in this game. 10.5 is just a lot of points for a BYU team that's proven they can win tough games. This will obviously be their toughest test and on the road. But give me BYU to cover here. Next game I want to talk about is Oregon at Iowa. Oregon's favored by 6.5, and the over is 42.5. I like both of those. I really do. I'm going to take the Ducks and the over. I think it's going to be a tough week for Iowa, as it was last week in another part of Iowa, when the Devils just had Jeff Sims, Tecmo Bowl style running all over them. You don't know, Bo. So I like the Ducks, I like BYU, and I like Texas A&M over Mizzou. They're favored by 6.5, but Mike Elko is an absolute dog. Who the f*** is Mike Elko? Let's do a little bit of research here. I know this is what all of you are here for. You want to hear me talk about Mike Elko's coaching history. Listen to this shit. Mike Elko began as a grad assistant at Stony Brook in 1999. Then he progressed through roles at Penn, Fordham, and Hofstra. What league do they play in besides Penn? Fordham and Hofstra. No idea. Then he became a defensive coordinator at Bowling Green, then Wake Forest, then Notre Dame, and Texas A&M. And then he was the head coach at Duke, before returning to Texas A&M as the head coach in 2024. Such an impressive climb for Mike Elko. And I tell you what, this team's got a chance. I mean, their quarterback's legit, a sophomore Marcel Reed, who's a game changer. He's a dog. I mean, this team's fun to watch. So good for Mike Elko. He's got Texas A&M rolling. I'm sure all those guys in their tight military uniforms are just so fired up doing the calls at midnight or whatever the hell they do down there. I'm still bitter that Texas A&M beat me in 2015. We don't need to talk about it, but give me Texas A&M here. I need to get back on track because we're below 500, and that's not good. Not good at all. What is the story of the Devils going into the bye week here? Obviously, Levitt out. You got Sims, who needs to validate. You know, it's like anytime you're on the golf course and you make a birdie, you got to make a par the next hole. Otherwise, you didn't validate the birdie. He's got to do that this week. Jeff Sims has got to validate that 228 rushing yard game by getting healthy this week. Defense got to get healthy. And then you got to beat the brakes off West Virginia. Hold, please. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Don't worry, I'm not choking. Just had something in my mouth. We're moving on. We're not going to cut that because we don't know how. Anyway, if you're still here, you're probably my friend Max Hersey, who listens to every episode. Hey, Max. Love you, bud. So what is the story of the Devils going to the bye week? I think the biggest thing this year so far has been like, you never know what you're going to get. You really never know what you're going to get with this team. I mean, now we're kind of expecting them to beat West Virginia, but what team is going to show up? Is it the team that went to Iowa State? Is it the team that played Texas A&M? Or is it the team that played Houston? I mean, you just don't know. So I really don't know, what to call here. Because if the team that showed up against Mississippi State in the first half shows up, or the team that played Houston, or the team that played Utah, it's going to be trouble. But if the team that played Texas Tech shows up, and the team that played Iowa State shows up, then we should win. You just don't know. So, I just hope that offensively they've figured out how to use Jeff. It seems like they've done it. Defensively, they'll keep him in the game. But, man, quarterback power all day, every day, going into West Virginia. Is there anything else I want to talk about? I don't really know. Again, if you're still listening at this point and you're not my friend Max, please reach out to me on Twitter and say, hey, I listened to the end of this episode. I might just send out some Amazon gift cards just to get the people fired up. Not to you, Max. Sorry. You don't deserve an Amazon gift card. You're my friend. You're just doing your duty as my friend by supporting me in this podcast. And my mom. My mom is also probably listening. Thanks, Mom. My dad's definitely not listening. He doesn't know how to find a podcast on Spotify. He's not that old. He just probably doesn't have the patience to do it. Still love you. Other than that, what else has been going on? Thursday Night Football's on. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. I know these episodes are short and sweet, but I'm going to go to bed now. If you're listening to this in the morning, have a great day. If you're also listening to it at night, be a good person. Do the right thing. Take the garbage out. Do the dishes. Work hard. Go for a run. That's another thing. I've been getting real into running, guys. I'm running a marathon in December. It's great. You can follow me on the Garmin app, on Strava. Just got Strava. It's not how you're supposed to pronounce it, but go get after it. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. It's the best. Go do something hard. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to put this song on that we all love so much. Go Devils. True